Obama did it better. The new talking point from MAGA is, well, Obama dropped bombs too. Obama was able to use surgical strikes and limited military operations to take out targets and not start a fucking war. In fact, most of the things that the Trumpies like about Trump, Obama did better. We'll go with unemployment. Obama did better. Economy. Obama did better. Deportations. Obama did better.
Hey Trump, you still trying to get that Nobel Peace Prize? Aw, did Obama get something that you didn't? Do you have to destroy the country, little narcissist, because you're imploding? Poor guy.
He's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? There's no answer to it. He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that?
He also asked us to think about what more we could commit to doing. And Mr. President, we took that challenge very seriously. I'm glad to be here with you today, and I'm very proud to say that today we're committing an additional $100 billion to the United States, bringing our total U.S. investment to $600 billion over the next 4 years.
$600 billion is a pretty good number. It's not small, it's quite large, but it's really going into developing America's infrastructure. And, instead of having fun and celebrating, people are somehow angry at the one who made this celebration happen. And I just can't understand why. Because this policy actually works. It's not just some bumper sticker for you.
What was that super contradictory thing that MAGA supports now that they said that they didn't support before? Oh, you mean how Trump criticized Obama for years for maybe going to war with Iran, and he said that he would never start any new wars, and then he just started a new war with Iran? No, the other thing. Do you mean the fact that Trump and no one in his family has ever served in the military, but now they've started another war that is going to cause the death of thousands of Americans and create tons of single mothers? No, the other thing. You mean when Trump said that we needed ICE to deport the worst of the worst, and then he literally pardoned drug lords and murderers and actual child predators? No, the other thing. You mean like when Trump signed the Epstein Transparency Act, but now he and the DOJ have done everything they can to hide the information of all the people who actually committed crimes within the files, including President Trump himself, who was mentioned over 38,000 times, while also leaving the victims' information completely available? No, the other thing. You mean when Trump said he was going to lower the prices of groceries, rent, and gas, and all of those prices have gone up?
Groceries up, rent up, gas up. You see, everything went up, but everything's great, right? The thing is, at all his rallies, this guy in the red hat always promised that they would have, people would have fat wallets, and they didn't get fat. The point is, it all always ended with promises. And when it came down to it, they'd say, you have to wait a bit, soon, everything will happen now. So I think you can't be the party of, let's just wait a bit and everything will happen soon. You need to make up your mind and start taking action.
No, the other thing. You mean when Trump said he was going to put a stop to the Ukrainian war on day one, and Putin has said explicitly that he has absolutely no plans on stopping the onslaught on the Ukrainian people? No, the other thing. You mean how Trump says that he cares really deeply about Americans, but he makes all of his super important announcements at 1 o'clock in the morning, which doesn't make sense to Americans, but it makes perfect sense for the people in Israel? No, how many contradictions can these people support? Do you mean when they said that the Second Amendment was your right to bear arms against an oppressive government, and then when an oppressive government killed a man who had the right to bear an arm, this is literally insanity. Well, then you're going to have to be way more specific, because they have absolutely lost it. How do these people even manage to put their pants on in the morning? I don't...
this is an example of political hypocrisy. They always completely flip their positions a full 180 degrees. For example, they're staunch supporters of gun rights until those guns are used against them, or until their business starts failing and requires significant government help.
Palestinian people's right to self-determination, their right to justice, must also be recognized. And put yourself in their shoes. Look at the world through their eyes. It is not fair that a Palestinian child cannot grow up in a state of their own. Living their entire lives with the presence of a foreign army that controls the movements, not just of those young people, but their parents, their grandparents, every single day.
You know, those are some pretty good words. President Obama once stated that each and every single child has the inherent right to be free, and the armed military forces shouldn't control the movement of every family and child. That you need to carefully observe and consider the world through that child's eyes to truly understand exactly how they see it. And you know, that's a pretty good thought because that's how a person gets their own voice, their own political view, and their own personal opinion.
It's not just when settler violence against Palestinians goes unpunished. It's not right to prevent Palestinians from farming their lands or restricting a student's ability to move around the West Bank or displace Palestinian families from their homes. Neither occupation nor expulsion is the answer. Just as Israelis built a state in their homeland, Palestinians have a right to be a free people in their own land.
That's really true. Palestinians have the right to be free on their own land, and that's just common sense. But look at how the guys in the red hats will twist all this now and turn it into a political weapon. And they'll make it look like Obama hates Israel. And you know, you just have to look at everything and judge for yourself so you don't fall into this political trap.
As president, it was my honor to be the best friend the people of Israel have ever had in the White House. I withdrew from the horrendous Iran nuclear deal. I kept my promise and officially recognized the eternal capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, something that nobody thought was even possible to get. I did more for Israel than any other president, probably times 10, and that's okay. We did a great job, and I'm very proud of it. Great people.
Look at how he brags that he's done 10 times more for Israel, did this, did that. I mean, that he's done so many things for Israel. And then immediately the guys in the red hats stand up and, without understanding anything, start clapping because they know that when he speaks loudly, you don't need to understand anything. Just start clapping right away. And here's a thought for you. Doing things for a foreign government doesn't automatically mean doing those things for Americans.
Incredible people, brave people.
Amy, take it away. Tell us why the hell you support Trump.
So honestly, I support Trump because I'm a server and a bartender, and I haven't seen on my taxes yet if it's going to really affect my money, but I appreciate how he's going to stop tax and tips. And I just think that since Trump's been president, I've seen that a lot of prices on things have gone down. I know there's still inflation, but every president wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? Yeah. Clinton with his whole affair, like Obama had more immigrants deported than Trump, and no one talked about that because he was like the secret killer. Like, he was secretive about it. Trump just has a big mouth and he expresses what he's doing. And
this girl isn't necessarily saying that Donald Trump is like the absolute best president we've ever had, or that he's significantly better than everyone else in history, but she's just like what you might call a moderate supporter of his, you could say. And she really wants to emphasize that he also actually did a whole lot of good things and so on. But we clearly understand that, for example, there is a massive difference between a simple parking ticket and then there's a catastrophic 5-car pileup on the highway. In both cases, there's a car involved, so it's somewhat similar. And to be honest, there are just vastly different levels and scales of damage that politicians can inflict upon our society. So we really need to carefully consider the implications, and words like those she spoke already carry a significant amount of political weight.
Like, he's not ashamed to admit it. He is a wacko. I agree. I'm not like big MAGA, but I don't understand why people hate him so much.
Okay, well, we'll get there. First and foremost, you said that you support him because of no tax on tips. Kamala Harris ran on no tax on tips, but the difference is that her no tax on tips is not going to expire in 2 years like Trump's, and wouldn't have a max deduction that is $17,000 like Trump's. So, really big point there that I'd like to make. And when we take a more holistic, broad-reaching view of the policy that no tax on tips was passed in, the big beautiful bill, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, it's actually more harmful than it is helpful to the average American making at or under $51,000 per year. So that's something for your consideration. You also said that Obama deported more undocumented immigrants than Trump's. Sure, of the 8 years he was serving in office, he deported 3 million undocumented immigrants, but proportionately, in only 1 year, Donald Trump has been able to deport 1.3, so he's deporting significantly more. Then also the scope of his deportations are a little bit different. Obama, for the most part, focused on undocumented immigrants with like prior criminal/violent criminal offenses. Not only can I back that up because that's what he said, but I can also back that up because he created systems for undocumented immigrants without those prior criminal offenses, like DACA, like work permits, and other systems to help those who are just genuinely and sincerely here for a better life. And then the cherry on top is the fact that, Obama did all those deportations without shooting Americans in the face and killing them, or without illegally deporting Venezuelan immigrants with no due process in violation of their constitutional rights to El Salvador, where they're being beaten, tortured, and starved.
Oh, my boy Scott Jennings is on it, on like Donkey Kong.